All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem B'Kakwadash, for the Spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to the men of the Lord, preaching and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Shalom. You can see the title here. It says Space Force members will be called Guardians, Mike Pence announces. Now, the reason that I looked that up, that stuck out to me when I first read it, is because when you first read it, it begs the question: well, why is Esau calling the Space Force members guardians out of all the things that you could uh, you could call a military campaign? You have Marines, you have Army infantry, all right, you have Navy SEALs, and you have Air Force airmen. All right, you have Navy seamen. You know, so everything is kind of related to whatever area of the military that it covers. But in the space, it's calling it a guardian. Now, what is it guarding? Is the question? You know, what is the purpose of them going out in space? What's the purpose of them making a space force to begin with? And we all know through the spirit, it's quite obvious that the reason the space force was created was to go against Yahweh Shai and the angels, which they know are imminent. See, Esau knows this thing is coming, and he knows that it's coming very, very soon. It's only a matter of time before Yahweh Shai and the angels stand all the way up. And right now, they're in scout mode. You know, as we're seeing more and more chariots pop up, which are so-called UFOs, uh, lights in the sky, whatever you want to call them. Um, the frequency in which you're seeing them is so great, Esau can't hide it anymore. That's why a couple of years ago he had to come out officially. The Pentagon had to acknowledge them, say we've been tracking them, we don't know what they are, because ultimately he's got to get out in front of it and control the narrative, because he can't control these things. You know, they can disappear, reappear, seemingly teleport. You know, move at blazing fast speeds. You know, cloak themselves. All right, they can disrupt equipment, and they can do a lot more than that, according to the scriptures. You know, and they have a major, major role to play in prophecy, and that's what he's afraid of. See, Esau Edom is terrified. What makes him terrified? This is Revelation 1:7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him." So, you know, even the guy that pierced Yahweh Shai, when he was strung up there on this Roman crucifix, that guy's back here today, and he's gonna see the Lord. All right, and that goes for Esau, Edom too. Really, all the Edomites, the whole world's gonna see him. It says, "And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." So this is gonna be a good old happy welcoming. They're gonna be absolutely horrified, especially when a lot of these Edomites see that the Lord Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man. When they see that, man, they're gonna bug the hell out. Now, some Edomites already know, but the whole world is gonna see it, and that's what they're afraid of, and that's what this is leading to. You know, they're called guardians because they know something is coming. Ultimately, it says on the article on Friday, Vice President Mike Pence announced that the members of the Space Force military service will be called guardians. We just returned from the Oval Office, and so it is my honor, on behalf of the President of the United States, to announce that henceforth, the men and women of the United States Space Force will be known as guardians. Pence said at an event celebrating the Space Force's first year. The Space Force tweeted Friday that the name announcement came after a year-long process that produced hundreds of submissions and research involving space professionals and members of the general public. So Make no mistake, Esau has a council on this, man. You know, NASA, uh, some of these other nations, they know that chariot sightings are all over the place. And, you know, as Esau in his pride, he wants to try to rival that, or even conquer that. You know, because this man can't be stopped. You know, he'll make it seem like he has the technology to deal with the chariots, but he doesn't. You know, he's a pathological liar. He'll say he went to the moon, which I highly doubt, and want to make himself greater than what he is. Ambitions to go to Mars, to do what, man? To destroy that as well too. No, the Earth needs guardians from you. You know, you don't need to be guarding the Earth from anything. You're the one people need protection from, because you're the devil. He says in his opening remarks, Pence called Donald Trump the founder of the United States Space Force. It is not immediately clear why Trump was not at the ceremony himself, as he had no other events that would cause a scheduling conflict, and mainly because Trump is a puppet, man. He doesn't control anything. You know, he's given orders, and the chariots are a major problem, a major problem on the planet Earth. Let's prove that. This is Zechariah 5. Most of us have heard of this scripture before. But for you brothers that haven't, I'm going to read Zechariah 5:1. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and I looked, and behold, a flying roll." So Zechariah is seeing a unidentified craft, as they would say, that looks like a roll. All right. It says, "And he said, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits." All right. And so he's speaking to an angel, you know, showing you these things are related. It says, "Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the whole face of the earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it." So this is the curse. And it's here to judge people who stole. All right. And who stole all the land on the planet Earth? The same men who are trying to raise up a space force, trying to raise up guardians against the rightful creators, which is us, man. Yahweh Shai and the angels are coming on behalf of us. You know, and they know we're getting to that time where the chariots are about to come back, do that thing with the angels, and have that great war in heaven, which he knows that he's going to lose. All right. He knows that what that is that what's in these chariots are not aliens, because you had the guy from Israel, the former security chief, basically come out and say, yeah, we've been in contact with aliens, and you know, they've been here for a while. And on one hand, he's trying to acknowledge that the chariots exist, and we've always known that they've been there. But on the other side, he's trying to say that they're aliens. There is no little green men. All right, there is no weird looking creatures. The angels are basically so-called black men, is what they look like. All right, and that's who they're afraid of, and that's who's in these chariots. All right. If you read Daniel 12, it says, this is the time of the end. It says, "And at that time Michael shall stand up." This is Daniel 12:1. "And at that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time." So there is going to be a time of trouble. So you guys telling people there ain't going to be no trouble, that there's no adversity, there's no test, that you're leading people astray. You know, you're going to have blood on your hands, because you can't tell somebody that there is no trouble, because that might be just enough for them not to prepare their minds, their souls, you know, not to meditate on the things that's to come. and that's something we need to do, man. We need to meditate on the possibility of us dying in this thing. All right. So there is a time of trouble, and it's linking it when Michael returns. When Michael comes up to the planet Earth, there's going to be a time of trouble, and there's a time of trouble right now, whether everybody can see it or not, which many people are starting to wake up and see it for what it really is. But there's going to come a time it's going to be undeniable. If you watch that movie Songbird, when everything's locked down, they think Mirth is gone now, which it is. But wait till Esau gets his teeth sunk all the way into this place, man. You're going to see that this is the time of trouble, and you're going to see the necessity for Yahushua to return with Michael. All right? Because there's no way this place can be run like this. The whole world, goddamn, a city is one thing, a country, But this nigga wants to do the whole world like that, man. That's crazy. It says, and at that time, like, people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. All right, and you can read about that book, which is the book of life in Revelation as well. All right. Let's see. I'll read a little bit more of this and I'll close it out. It says, in previous comments about the Space Force, U.S. Donald Trump promised that the agency would be involved in the creation of a super duper missile. So this guy wants to militarize space. As a matter of fact, there's a part of that actually said that. Let me read. Oh yeah. Here it is. It is likely that the Space Force will be dealing with far more military missions than exploration. So they're not going out there to be like Star Trek and just explore the great beyond, the new frontier and all of that. Esau is there to expand his reach of the sword. All right, military missions. Just during the signing of the ceremony back in December, Trump defended the new government agency against criticism, saying that space is the world's newest warfighting domain. All right, now why are they saying that? You have to ask yourself that. And why are the new members called guardians? Because ultimately, we're at the end of this thing, and Esau knows it. Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakakudash. All right, and there's nothing he can do to stop it, man. It's a beautiful thing. It says men and women of the United States Space Force will be known. The women can get to work too. A lot of you Jakes are going to be in this. A lot of you Jakes fascinated with space. Esau's going to lure you in there, and when the chip come out, he's going to force a lot of you. He's like, you want to stay in the quarantine zone, or you want to be in the military. And a lot of you Jakes are gonna fall for it. You want to feed your family, or you can join the military. As one brother brought out in camp last week. So we're at the end of this thing, brothers. So hopefully, with that, hopefully your brothers were edified. Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakakudash. Shalom wa abba babal.